Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. This is your brother Sean Ali here, Supreme Health and Wellness by Sean Ali. And as always, family, I thank each and every one of you who tunes in and shares some of your very valuable time. I appreciate you, family. And as always, I pray that these brief words find you and your loved ones and your family in the best of your health, the best of your wellness, and in the best of your life. And I pray that it is on purpose because life is on purpose. And when we are living and leading a purposeful life, we are truly living and leading a blessed life, right? So listen, we got say be and it is. Say be and it is. The science of effective communication, right? And we hear these awesome terms, think and grow rich, right? And I love that term. I love it. So if I can use my thinking and I can get something that's outside of me, right? How much easier should it be to use my thinking to get something inside of me? Because when we hear about mind over matter, it's my mind over my matter, right? And a lot of us, we can see, because we can see our arm, leg, arm, and head, we can easily control those. The parts of our bodies that we cannot see, right? These internal organs, these vital organs, right? We out of sight, out of mind. And then we are misled with the misinformation that we can't control all parts of our bodies, right? And that which we can't directly move, we can influence because we are surrounded by striated muscles, right? So, and our thought creates electrical input and it creates chemicals that control the body and tell the body what to do, right? So if we are looking at this, which is called the central nervous system, right? Which is the brain and the spine, right? So we know that this is the way that the body communicates electrical, right? This is the electrical input that moves the body, that causes the muscle to contract, that causes movement in the body. This is the instantaneous movement, right? But we also have our endocrine system, and this is responsible for the chemical hormones or the chemical messengers, also known as hormones, right? Now, the central nervous system and the endocrine system, they are both controlled by the same organ, the brain, right? So when we are looking, the central nervous system is the frontal lobe, and the endocrine system is the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, right? And they tell the body what to do, one electrical and one in hormones, right? So the frontal lobe is the electrical, and the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, this controls our hormones. Now, the determining factor for both of these is our thoughts. See, because if we do a physiological test right now, right, and you stop moving, the only movement in your body is the heart and the lungs, right? The respiratory, our cardiovascular system. This is it. Everything else is up to you and I to move it. and it's waiting on you and I to move it. Even our digestive system, right? And especially including our respiratory system. Because, as an example, right here is this represents our diaphragm, right? We can't directly move our diaphragm, but the diaphragm is a part of the respiratory system. So we know our lungs are encased in our rib cage for protection. So yes, the lungs or the rib cage can expand to a minimal degree, but they aren't designed to expand to get a full inhalation. In order to get a full inhalation, the diaphragm is involved. So the diaphragm separates the cardiovascular system from the digestive system. Now, we have the abdominals and we have the obliques. These are voluntary muscles, the obliques and the abdominals. Now, when we expand out our abdominals and our obliques, this lowers the diaphragm, giving the lungs room to fully inflate. When we push in our obliques and abdominals, this pushes up the diaphragm, squeezing the lungs so we can get a full exhalation. See, but even though we can't directly move certain muscles, our moving other muscles, we can have that direct influence on them, because you have to consciously, on purpose, move your diaphragm. I mean, move our abdominals and our obliques in and out to move our diaphragm. If not, we will just result to shallow breathing, chest breathing, not getting that full inhalation, not getting that full exhalation, right? And these are the wrong ways to breathe. So when we're looking at moving our body and controlling it, the thoughts revolve around everything, because I have to think to consciously move myself to breathe properly, right? Now, the same thing when we're looking at thoughts in the central nervous system, our heart. We don't directly control the heartbeat, but the thoughts and what we do physically can influence the heartbeat, right? So we know that if I breathe slower, we can check that. We can do physiology. We can monitor our heartbeat, right? So if you breathe fast for a couple seconds, now register, monitor your heartbeat. It's going boom, 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 boom. It's speeding up in accordance to our breathing, to support our breathing, because that's what the heartbeat does. It supports our movement. Now, if you breathe slower for a few minutes, now as you breathe, take those slow breaths, you can feel your heartbeat start to slow down, right? You can feel it, boom, boom, to boom, and it matches our heartbeat. The same thing with the thoughts. If I'm thinking a fast or racy thought, my heartbeat will speed up in response. Boom, 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 boom. But if I think a slow, peaceful thought, my heartbeat will correspond. Boom, 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 boom. See, so I'm controlling my body, right, through my thoughts, because this is what happens. This is how we, this is the influence we're having on the parts we can't move. See, we haven't even touched the voluntary muscle movements yet. We're just exploring how, okay, we know that there are involuntary muscles, these internal muscles. We know this. Okay, now I can't see them, but if I know where they're at, they are surrounded by voluntary muscles, right? So if I move the voluntary muscle, I influence that involuntary muscle and I cause it to move in the direction that I want it to move, right? Like the digestive system. Okay, we know the stomach going into the duodenum, going into the small intestines and the large intestines. This is moved by peristalsis, right? Peristalsis is involuntary muscle movements or contractions of the digestive system. Now, so this is how it moves, involuntary movement, meaning I'm not moving the food through my digestive system on purpose. But my digestive system is surrounded by muscles I can move, my abdominals, my obliques. So when we are doing core movements, right? Movements that move the core muscles. This is how we aid in digestion, right? This is how we help to move that food along through our digestive tract, because we can't voluntarily move the digestive organs, but we have voluntary muscles that when we move, which is the importance of moving and the deadly side effects of having a sedentary lifestyle. Because when you're not moving, when we're not causing these muscle contractions, we aren't, we have it has a deadly side effect on the body, because there are a lot of systems in our body that are movement based, like our lymphatic system. The lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. It moves off of gravity and our muscle contractions. So the more we move our muscles, the more we contract all of our muscles, the more we are moving our lymphatic system, right? When we have a lack of movement, now we have to manipulate the lymphatic system, like lymphatic massage, or we have to use certain foods that will cause the lymphatic system to move. But these are manipulations. It moves off of our muscle contractions. Now, our muscle contractions are voluntary. So my thoughts move my muscles. Now let's look at these voluntary muscles, because this nervous system is designed to move. We got vertebrae, right, that allow us to move everything all the way down to our toes, right? So let's do a physiological test, right? Let's see. So wherever you're at, move your toes, right? Move your big toe, move the next toe. I don't I don't know. I know what the fingers are called, the ring finger, pointy finger, right? The thumb. I don't know what the corresponding toes are called, right? But go through your toes from your big toe to your little pinky and move those phalanges, right? Practice moving them. If you can move them, that means you can potentially move all the other muscles between your feet and your head, because your toes are the furthest muscles away from your brain, right? So if you can move those, that means your body is under your control. Now we practice, because a lot of us have heart problems, respiratory system problems, we have liver problems, pancreas problems, right? We have the adrenal problems, kidney problems. If we can't see these organs, we can't see these tissues, but they are all connected from the brain to by way of the spine to those organs. And we can control them with an electrical stimulus, and then we use the thoughts to create that chemical messenger, right? Because the electrical impulse is quickening, it's instantaneous, but the chemical messengers, the hormones, they travel through the bloodstream. So that takes minutes to get there and activate, minutes to hours to get there. But it also takes minutes to hours for the body to flush out those chemical messengers. We're on the electrical side, that's instant. That's like flipping the light switch off and on. It's boom, right? So we once we understand, okay, how I move myself, that which I can't directly move, those involuntary muscles, I can create the thought that creates the chemical messenger that comes from my brain, because this is traveling through the endocrine system. And the boss of the endocrine system is our hypothalamus and our pituitary gland. And the hypothalamus is right there. Hypo means below. This is the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and the pituitary glands. Those are the master glands. So when we produce a thought from the frontal lobe, right, we have those projection fibers. It has to be analyzed by our our limbic system, by the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So the hypothalamus, it will take that thought and it will translate it into the chemical messenger that corresponds with it. And it will cause the body to produce it. And now that's what's pumping through your bloodstream. That's what you are. Mm. The only thing that will stop you is if you produce a different opposite thoughts. Right. And a lot of us, we experience that emotional roller coaster, that we producing thoughts that take us high, thoughts that take us low. It could be in the same hour, the same minute, right? But that's the power of it. So when we are looking, we just haven't been taught, or not just we haven't been taught, but a lot because we can't see these organs. So, and I'm taught that I can't move these. So when I'm feeling something that's going on with one of these organs, that it's connected. I'm feeling it because, listen, I'm feeling it because the organs, we have something called the efferent. And this is dealing with the electrical input, right? The efferent neurons. And it's efferent, AFFERENT. And this is coming from the body to the brain. And it has an effect on the brain. Because, okay, as an example, you stub your toe, bam, that signal is sent up to your brain, to the parietal lobe, and bam, it has an effect. You say, ow, ooh, right? you grab your toe. It has an effect on the body. But this is not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. So we also can send messages from the brain. And this is the efferent neurons. And these have an effect on the body, giving you, moving the body into the direction that you want it to go. So we got signals coming from, and these are traveling on the efferent neurons, and they are hitting the brain, influencing us, bombarding us, having an effect on us. But we can send signals to the body under the efferent neurons, having an effect on the body, pushing or moving the body in the direction that we want it to go, right? Because this is how our nervous system is created. So once we know this, it expands the scope of our knowledge. I can only do what I know. I'm only limited by what I know. So by me expanding the scope of my knowledge, it increases my ability to say be and it is, because now I'm dealing with the science of effective communication. See, the science of effective communication. That's me using my thoughts to use my brain to have an effect on my body, moving my body, no matter where it's at, into the direction that I want it to go. Say, be it is. Woo! Listen. So this is how the body works. When we aren't in control, when we aren't in charge, now we are almost stuck and definitely at the behest of the efferent neuron system, because we always have information coming in. I can close my eyes, but I can't close my ears, right? I can't close my skin. I can't close my nose. I can close my mouth. So out of the five senses, the only two that I can voluntarily effect is my taste and my sight. The other three, they're always activated. So if I don't understand how to produce the thoughts that causes the effects I want, I can always be under the reactionary stage or state of the effects that's happening upon me from being activated, being bombarded by all of this sensory data and information and energy, if that makes sense. So when we are looking at this beautiful vehicle that we have, right? It's, man, in the control that we can have of it and that we should have of it, it's up to us. We are only limited by what we do, right? What we choose to do. So I just wanted to come and show how fun and easy it is for us to learn how to accept our own and be ourselves, how to put it into practice, how to say be and it is, because we got books that can tell you how to get, think, and grow rich. So we can use our thinking process to get things outside of us. Okay, but and these are things we don't control. So the things that I do control are right here, right? So how much easier should it be for me to use my thinking to get healed, to get healthy, to grow young, to live and enjoy abundant life? It becomes easier once I have a knowledge of my anatomy, which are the parts, and my physiology, which is the function of those parts, right? So, because like I said, what they say I might can't directly move, I can influence with my thoughts and with my actions. My actions are preceded by my thoughts. So if I'm using my thoughts to move my body with the express purpose of strengthening, of healing, of becoming healthier, of growing young, what will be my results? Like I said, we just want to show you how fun and easy it is, because it's all connected right here. It's all connected right here, from the rooter to the tutor, as they say, right? It's all connected right here. So our ability to say be and it is right here. But we have a two-way system, because the thought is electrical, but it's also chemical. So listen, we have the book, Say Being It Is, The Science of Effective Communication, available on Amazon, or you can call us and get it directly from us. Family, if this is something that you may be interested in, right, or you know somebody that may need it, Supreme Health and Wellness by Sean Ali. And listen, don't forget to like, follow, and share this. Subscribe to our YouTube page, man. You got more content over there. You can get, we have more subjects on this, right, where we go even deeper. So And I appreciate you all tuning in, family. Thank you. I'm your brother, Sean Ali, here, Supreme Health and Wellness by Sean Ali. And I leave you as I came, in the spirit of love, the spirit of your brother, in the spirit of God, with some words of peace. I say, Namaste Hotel, power to the people. Salam alaikum. Peace.